When I mentioned something about various principles about movement and the way your body should align when you're practicing with us, uh, all of it's not because I'm persnickety about these things or crit being or criticizing or whatever. Uh, just in case, everybody, I hope, does understand that what we're doing started out as a martial art. That 100 years ago, Tai Chi was the premier martial art in China, and people who won the fighting tournaments were trained in this form, and then they practiced various applications. All of these postures are martial arts applications. This is where judo came from, actually. The Japanese adopted things. Was called Chena in China, which are the grasping and throwing and joint locking techniques, and it all came out of Tai Chi or was incorporated into Tai Chi. So when we think about how our body is aligned, and when I talk about keep your knee so and so and so on and so forth, and pivot from the heel and everything, it all comes out of the principles of martial arts. We have to imagine that the experts in those fields knew what they were talking about, and they knew about body alignment, and so that's where that comes from. And when I mention something in particular, it doesn't mean that we're all, including myself, able to do things 100%, but you want to work towards perfection. I was going to say a quote, but I think I'll restrain myself. Okay. And the breathing part is, by the way, is all part of that. Breathing. Martial artists don't breathe up here; they breathe down here. Amongst other things, it helps to tone the muscles in the belly, and when you are expanding and contracting, it's not simply full low breathing. And if you want to do more toning, then you squeeze a little bit and put some pressure as you're inhaling and exhaling abdominally, and that will help to even further tone up. When I first started, my first Kung Fu master in 68 or 69, whatever it was, he looked at me and he said, "Oh, Paul, you have a little pot belly, don't you?" I still have it. I was built that way. And he gave me this exercise where you do this, you breathe in, and then you and you breathe out, and you squeeze as you're breathing out like this. Because I want you to do that 10 times a day, at least. Didn't do me any good. I mean, it toned my muscles, but didn't change my stature. That's just the way I'm built. Okay, so the 6 healing sounds, starting with the lung meridian. Here, breathing in, breathing out, and spreading. And a little wing flap, and inhale, exhale. All smooth and relaxed. It's just like doing the form. It's not muscle, it's not muscular movement, it's internal movement. And in general, it's still breathing in and out the nose. So now except when we say the sound, which is sa, sa, sa. Sa. And the color for this meridian is a sparkling white. So you can do one more and think sparkling white coming out your mouth, so to speak. Sa. And come down. And each time we do this closing, men do right hand over left, women do left hand over right, just below your navel on the dantian, which is 2 fingers below the navel. And then we do the clearing move, which is breathing in as we go up and breathing out as we come down. This refined breath so that it can last all the way down to the bottoms of the feet, right there. Okay, kidney meridian. I'm turning sideways just so that you can see what I'm doing for people who haven't been here before. Curling like this. Curling, curling, curling up behind the kidney area, up on your toes a little bit or just a little bit. Raise the heels and come down and breathe out. Color is blue. And the sound is chway, chway. Chway. Bend the knees, come down, keep tucked at the base of the spine, just like we do during our practice. So don't let the posterior poke out. Chway. One more. There's no set number to do this. You'll find various forms of this on YouTube. All of them are good, that I've seen anyway. Chway. There's variations. And closing. And be sure that your knees are soft a little bit, that you're not standing ramrod stiff with your knees, cutting off the circulation. Each time I like to be sure I'm not cutting off the circulation of my legs. A liver meridian green, emerald green. Inhale, exhale, cupping. And come cross right hand in front of left and scan down. Opening like a flower as the arms come up, or a big cup. Sound is sheer, sheer, sheer. Now, to be clear, this is all working on your energy system, the chi system, your essentiality, physical essentiality. Share. One more. Share. And the sealing part, which we're doing now, I like originally the original teaching that I received is called this packing. I don't like that. I don't like the connotation of packing, like you're stuffing yourself. So I think of it as sealing the energy that's been brought in and cleared. You're closing the gate so it doesn't leak out. And each one of these things is a particular pathway within your chi system. Basically, each one starts at the bottom, somewhere on the foot, and then traverses up the leg to the particular organ that's named, like the great rivers of the planet. We have the same thing. The human body is replicating the Mississippi and the Columbia and so on and so forth. Heart meridian. Close, touch, all the way down to the elbows if you can, round your back, cross right hand in front of left, and scan down. Palms open, radiating. So we're transmitting as well as gathering. We're not a closed system. We're tucking into the universal chi. Sound is ka. 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 This is the heart meridian. I think I forgot to mention that. Color is red. Maybe we better do one more with that in mind. Ka. Closing the gate. And the clearing is like anything that's been dislodged by the sound. Can dislodge impurities or blockages. So this presses them out through the bottoms of the feet. It's like little particles in orange juice can descend down to the bottom. If you let the orange juice, if you've got that kind of pulpy stuff. Spleen meridian, one up and one down. Doesn't make a difference which one you start with. And the upper hand goes in front, you make a circle, like a spinning wheel or an orbit, planets orbiting each other. Other side. So spleen meridian, attached to the vagus nerve, which is a regulator of the body systems. Color is yellow. And the sound is who. 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 Draw it out a little bit when you make the sound. Who. Who. So obviously part of the 6 healing sounds practice is the vibratory nature when we make a sound. It can vibrate through the body subtly. Inhale, coming up. And pressing down and breathing out. And we end with the triple heater meridian. Triple heater doesn't start at the bottom, it starts around here. It comes up and it circles the ear like a shell, like a seashell. And has no color. Or incorporates all colors. Depends on how you, this one kind of depends on how you think about it. Could be even be black, which is all colors. The sound is she. 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 And this is the regulator of the other the other 5 meridians, like the internal workings. And final clearing. Breathing in, pressing out anything that needs to be released. It's like shining a horizontal beam through every cell, proton, neutron, atom, spaces in between, leaving behind bubbling, effervescent, clear, vibrant, healthy. Yes. Yes. So here's our climbing the mountain move down to the jade table. And you notice here, just to notice, it comes here, this to the horizontal line. This is our horizontal center of gravity, like this. Hands don't come down here below that. You see, this is where we want our center of gravity to be when we're walking around, right in this plane. One of the values of the fact that I've gotten old, amongst the fact that I'm still here, is that I started learning this when I was I don't know, 35 or something like that. And you don't think so much about, yeah, I mean, I talked about it and everything, but here, in the aging process, I feel you start to feel kind of you know, top heavy, so to speak, in a way, because the center of gravity shifts, even as my head is, it's no longer right stationed over my shoulders. It's forward a little bit. So I don't mind talking about these things because this is a process. And it's important to understand what our process is so that we can be aware. Tai Chi is the art of conscious movement, the art of conscious movement. By being conscious of how we are moving, that's what improves our balance. So I don't let my hands come way down here like this when I'm doing this move because that's below my center of gravity. My center of gravity is here. And I want to be aware of this plane at all times. And bend the knees, tuck a little bit at the base of the spine, step back left leg. Come forward, step to the side, close the gate, step into bow and arrow, play the lute, brush knee, push palm, pivot the forward foot, and do the single whip move. Right arm back, left arm forward, and then play the lute again, this time over to the corner. Right arm down, left arm up, step back and realign. Right arm up, left arm down. Here, here, and 1, 2, 3. 1, reach, step, and strike. Okay.